What I would say to my teenage self is simply, you're going to be okay, kid. Everything you're feeling inside of you that's saying you're going to be okay, that's right. That's God. That's truth. Trust that. You're going to be okay.
I think one of the main mistakes that men can make is going into a marriage thinking that they can fix every single thing. And the reason why is because we're not dealing with a project, we're dealing with a person.
I don't know what tomorrow holds. And I can't change what yesterday did. But somehow, I was sleeping. Somehow, I was sleeping. God told me about one of my kids a couple years ago. I was so worried. He said, I got him. Stay out of it. Well, that was hard for me to hear, but I already did all I could do. If I could do something else, I'd do something else. I said, I got him. Stay out of it. And when he said that to me, and I slept on it, I woke up to find he really, really good at doing stuff while I sleep. Now, Santa Claus has nothing on God. You ought to see what he can bring while you're sleeping.
You fall in love with anything when you're desperate and lonely. Y'all ever seen that movie Castaway with Tom Hanks? He's on an island by himself and he has nothing except a volleyball. And one of the major manufacturers of volleyballs is a company called Wilson. This man is so alone and so desperate that Wilson becomes that piece of rubber's name and is his only friend because he fell in love with something that didn't even have the capacity to love him back. Some of us are loving and giving our allegiance to something that don't even have the capacity to love us back. And Delilah was picked by Samson out of his pain. Put it in a point. You never pick right when you pick from your pain.
The biggest fight for your freedom is going to be you against you. Write that down, take a note. Let's just acknowledge it. The biggest fight for my freedom is going to be me versus me. We got to acknowledge that there's this fight going on the inside of us. And I love the way Paul is talking because sometimes we feel like this is a new thing. Maybe you feel like, man, there's no way nobody else is doing this. And sometimes I feel, I don't know if I'm bipolar or what's wrong with me. The truth is, this has been going on for thousands of years. And the decision every day when I wake up, which me am I going to be today? I'm going to be the person that gets in the word first and understands the value for this? Or am I going to be the person that says, it's not that big of a deal. You know, it's fine. I'll get around to it. I'm going to be the person that is disciplined because I realize that I'm my best self when I'm disciplined and committed to something. Or am I just going to be lazy and say, I'll get around to it. It's not that big of a deal. Realizing that your lack of discipline is the thing that is the domino effect to every area of your life. Which are you going to choose?
You have enough people in life against you. Don't be against yourself. You need to be for you. You won't reach your destiny letting that inner critic always put you down. That causes you to feel inferior, insecure, where you're trying to get approval and applause from those around you, depending on them to keep you fixed. You can fix yourself. Every morning, remind yourself who God says you are. Don't rely on other people. Build yourself up.
All of you have a call from God, and it's important you fulfill that call. Most likely, your passion, your love, what you desire to do, that's the call that God has for your life. You know what Jesus said about saving? If you save time for yourself, you will lose it. Jesus says, he that loses his life for my sake, you won't lose it. you actually find it. When you do that, it takes care of everything in your life. God has a gift for every single one of you. Start using it. It is never wasted time waiting on the Lord.
You have to do the right thing at the right time. You don't learn that in a textbook. You don't get that in a course. You don't get that in a manual. You get that out of your guts. You get that out of your belly. You get the instinct out of the very inside of you. But in this busy hustle bustle world that we live in today, we are often so busy that we don't have the calm space to mine the treasure of our own creativity. The noise is so loud around you that you can't hear what your spirit is saying, and it is ultimately that instinct that is going to guide you into your purpose.